Hello everyone, and welcome back to Pokemon Brilliant Diamond. This is episode 12. In this episode, we're going to be checking out Mount Coronet, followed by Route 208, Hearthome City, and Amity Square. So I hope you enjoy. First off, we're going to check out a new mystery gift that's available up until 31st of March. So I'd recommend you all, if you have the game, jumping in there and getting this as soon as possible. So if you go into Mystery Gift and go Get Via Code, if you type in BDSP Underground, with the O being a 0, there is a new mystery gift available. And if we go in, we'll see exactly what that gift is. There we go, there's a Pokemon statue gift. So within this, you get 3 new Pokemon statues you can put into your secret base. They are a Chimchar statue, a Piplup statue, and a Turtwig statue, all of which are shiny statues as well, so they have double the effect of a normal statue. So yeah, definitely worth getting. Anyway, onwards with the story, we'll move into Mount Coronet, the southern area. There's nothing new Pokemon-wise in here compared to what we saw when we went into Mount Coronet earlier. So there's no rush to try and catch anything, and we'll only be in here for a small amount of time. Whilst we're in it, if I could quickly ask, if you are enjoying this series or you enjoy this video, please could you hit the subscribe button, as it really helps my channel, and I'm bringing out these videos on a daily basis. So if you want to keep seeing these, if you subscribe and hit the notification bell, you'll be able to see everything that I upload promptly when I do. Thank you. Anyway, back inside this cave, if you come over to this staircase, we see a man who we currently don't know the name of. However, we can see that he has the Team Galactic jersey on, so we know he's something not great, basically. So he's asking what became of the world and why there is so much strife. And the world is being ruined by it. I find the state of things deplorable. And then we just move out the way, smiling at him, and let him go. Not sure why we're just smiling away at him, but okay. Anyway, so if we just come up these stairs. Oh, wild Pokemon battle first. Yeah, if we come up these stairs, on the rock that was right next to where this mystery person came down from, if you click on that, there is a hidden item in there, which we'll do in a few seconds. There we go, so this rock just here, if you click on it, there is an ether hidden within the rock. Coming down and around, there's not otherwise anything really to do, so you can just come straight back out and find yourself on Route 208. So Route 208 has a lot of bridges and stuff, and it appears to be hewn from the rock, which is quite cool. So there's a couple of trainers on this route. The first here was Hiker Robert, who uses 2 Geodude, both level 17. Along to the east of him is another hiker called Hiker Jonathan. He uses 1 Onyx, level 19. Just north of Hiker Jonathan here, there is a place where you can use Rock Smash to get through and find an item here, which is a Pokeball. Coming back round, if we take the northern bridge and run up here. Oh, sorry, first off. I can't remember if there's a hidden item down here. That doesn't look like it. Yeah, so we take the northern bridge, we run up here, and we find this trainer here, who is Black Belt Kyle. He also uses 1 Pokemon, which is a Machop, level 19. Following the route round past him, there is an X-Speed on the floor, but we can't continue going that way as we don't have the hidden machine for Rock Climb in order to scale those dimpled patches on the rock. So we then proceed round to this patch of Route 208 here. So there is 1 new Pokemon available in Route 208, which we have yet to see, and that is this Pokemon here, which is Bibarel. Or Bibarel, not sure how it's pronounced. But this is the evolved form of Bidoof. It could appear between level 17 and 18, and you'll appear at around 10% of the time. So we'll definitely be catching this just to add it to our Pokedex. It's not a particularly strong Pokemon. As I've said previously, they're only ever usually used just as HM slaves, basically. Because it's water and normal type, which a lot of people don't realise. Because of its water typing, it could learn Surf, as well as Strength, Rock Smash, Cut, for example. So it was very good for just filling up with HMs. So Beaverell's Pokedex entry says, it makes its nest by damming streams with bark and mud. It is known as an industrious worker. Nothing shocking in there, so we'll just send it to box and we'll carry on with our trip around Route 208. So there are two more trainers here just outside the grass. They both, I believe, use Pokemon we have yet to see on our trip. So the first up is Artist William here. So he uses the two version exclusive Pokemon. The first is Mime Jr., which you'll find in the wild in routes a little bit later on, but only in Pokemon Brilliant Diamond. The second Pokemon he uses is a Bonsly, the baby form of Sudowoodo. Bonsly will be found on the same route as you would find Mime Jr., except only in Pokemon Shining Pearl. So if you're looking to complete your Pokedex, it's quite good to battle this guy, as you can get those ticked off in the opposite version. So what I didn't realise here, and what a lot of people don't realise, is that Bonsly actually, though he looks like a tree, he isn't a grass type, he's actually a rock type. So I was using flying type moves and not doing a huge amount of effect. I believe Sudowoodo is also a rock type, so that would explain it. Just a little lack of knowledge from me. Yeah, so that's Bonsly taken out. And that's Artist William defeated. His two Pokemon are only level 17, so shouldn't be too difficult to take out. The next trainer just north of him is this here. This is Aroma Lady Hannah. She also uses two Pokemon, and the first of these is one we haven't seen yet, which is a Combee. So Combee is one of the Pokemon you can find by slathering honey on the tree and then coming back to the trees. And there's a small chance you will find a Combee. The most interesting thing I notice about this lady's Combee is it's actually a male Combee. So for those that don't know, Combee's evolution, Vespiquen, can only be obtained if the Combee you catch is female. Which can be very frustrating, as if you eventually encounter a Combee by slathering honey and it ends up being a male, it's basically a complete waste of time. You might as well wait until you get the female version. Anyway, and then Aroma Lady Hannah's second Pokemon is a level 18 Roselia, which is fairly simply taken out. So heading back up to the further up to the north here, there is 4 berry trees. There are 2 Pinap berries, 2 Bluck berries. And next 2 are, when this game's grid system lets me go there, 2 raspberries, and then 2 nanab berries. So you'll see that I believe we haven't seen one of these berries yet. Yes, the nanab berry is a poffin ingredient, so is the Pinap berry. We must have obtained a Rawst berry at some point as well. But yeah, that actually has a use other than as a poffin ingredient. So coming into the house, just to the east of those berry trees, there is this man here called the Berry Master. So he'll give you 1 berry every day if you come back to him. Speaking to the little girl, she'll add an upgrade to your town map, telling you where you can find honey trees, I believe. I'm not sure if that town map ability is always there or if you need to speak to her to get it. I'm not fully sure. Then round to the south, there is this honey tree here. And just through the grass in the bottom left, there is also a hidden pot of honey, which I forget to pick up in this part here, so apologies. But skulking behind the trees is this interesting man in the bottom right corner. He gives you an item called the Odd Keystone and says not to ask any questions, just to take it. So those of you versed in the Diamond and Pearl games, the Odd Keystone is actually the first item required to obtain the Pokemon Spiritomb. So in order to find Spiritomb, you have to put the Odd Keystone in the Lost Tower, and then you need to meet, I think it's 32 trainers in the Grand Underground, or 32... There's like different people in the Grand Underground you have to speak to in order to then get Spiritomb to appear. Anyway, if you head through the transition gate here, you will find yourself in Hearthome City. As you come in, a woman will run up to you along with her Bunnery, which you managed to stop from escaping. If you follow the path round and speak to this guy here, he will show you across to the contest hall. If we walk around with this guy here, all the way around, he will take you here to the contest hall, which is currently blocked by someone. So if we speak to them, she wishes us to enjoy the super contest and reveals that her name is Fantina. So she is the gym leader of Hearthome City. However, unfortunately for us, Hearthome City is not the next gym badge we need to obtain. We'll actually be coming back here later on in a future episode in order to face her. Entering the super contest hall, we find Kira, who's the woman who we saved the Bunnery from escaping, and then also our mum. She says she's never spoken to us about super contest shows, and it's revealed that she appeared to be a bit of a super contest star back in the day. So we receive some stickers, in this case an ethereal sticker, as a thank you from Kira for us saving her Bunnery. And then she heads away. So Mum says she came out to Hearthome for a little vacation as she was bored and was surprised to see us here. However, she says, dressed like this, we can't enter the super contest shows. So instead, she hands us a tuxedo. So the tuxedo is an outfit that your character will wear if or when you enter a super contest show. I actually won't be doing a super contest show in this episode. We will do one in a future episode, but for now I want to keep progressing the story if possible. So speaking to this gentleman here, he says we don't have a poffin case. A poffin case being an item required in order to make poffins out of all the berries we've collected. What poffins will do is different types of poffin will increase the contest stats of your Pokemon. So for example, it'll increase its coolness or its cuteness, depending on what berries you've put into the poffin. They have actually added a new feature at this desk here, where you can do contests with other friends who own the game or own Shining Pearl. If you speak to that lady there and maybe use a link code or do it over the internet, you can compete against others, which I think is a really good feature. So, exiting the contest hall, we will explore the rest of Hearthome City. Coming up to the north here is the entrance to Amity Square. We won't go in there right now, but we will do before the end of the episode. So, continuing south, just south of that entrance is this here, which is a church of some kind. There's no items or anything to be gained by talking to the people in here, so you can just leave this out if you want. To the east of the church, there is this here, which is the Poffin House. Inside here is a lady in front of her machine, which allows you to make some poffins if you wanted to. And she'll give you some information about the cooking. So there is also one of these in Amity Square if you wanted. Yeah, but we need to have a Poffin case before we can do this. Just by her is Kira here. So she's just given us some tips about how to make a Poffin. And there's nothing to gain from speaking to these old people here. So continuing across to the east, there's another building here, which is the Pokemon Fan Club. There's two people in here, you'll see. There's the chairman of the fan club, and there's a girl stood in the back corner. If you speak to the owner of the fan club, he'll just talk to you for a little bit about Poffins and how good they can be for your Pokemon. And then he will give you the Poffin case. So now we've got that, we could now make a Poffin if we wanted to. As I said, I'll be covering off contests and stuff in a different episode later on, I think. I'd rather do like a dedicated episode towards contests and Poffins, etc., I think. So continuing this anti-clockwise loop, there is the Hearthome gym in the top corner. That gym we can't go in yet, as I said earlier. So we'll have to come back here later on and challenge that. There's not a huge amount to come from these trainers speaking around. They just give us little tidbits of information, but there's no items or anything to get from it. So there's not a huge amount of reason to come in here. But we'll take a look upstairs, see if there's anything up there. If I can get in the lift, I give up. But yeah, there's no items in this building, so there's no need to come in. One building we actually missed was this building just to the east of the fan club. If you come in here, there is an item available upstairs. There's nothing to come from these guys here, so you can just go straight upstairs in the elevator if you wish. So coming out of here, if you head round to the left, there is this girl sat with her Clefairy at the table. If you speak to her, she'll give you a very useful item called the Shell Bell. So what the Shell Bell does is every single time you deal damage to an opponent, you'll also heal your HP somewhat. So it's not quite in the same way that like Leftovers gives you HP every turn. Instead you get HP every time you deal damage, but it's still very useful and definitely worth picking up. In my case, I'm going to give it to Manaphy here. Manaphy actually is already quite bulky and can take a few hits, so also with recovering HP, it'll be very, very strong. Nothing else to be seen in this building, so we can just head straight back out. In this building here, just next to the Pokemon Center, there's no items to be gained, but you will recognise a familiar face from earlier on, who was one of the people we saw in Jubilife City just after we fought Team Galactic. So this is Bebe, who is the girl who runs and maintains the Pokemon box system. So she's the system administrator, which is fairly interesting. So now we've seen everything there is to see, basically. We can move up into the northwest and we can head into Amity Square. First off, I'm going to heal my team though. It's when I put the Shell Bell on Manaphy I realised my team had still had some damage. So we'll heal up quickly and then we'll head into Amity Square. Just realised I also haven't checked out the Pokemart, so I'll quickly do that and then we'll head to Amity Square. Just to see if there's any new items to purchase in Hearthome City. You'll see there's a few new types of Pokeball. There is the Net Ball and the Nest Ball. So the Net Ball is good for catching, I believe it's Bug and Water type Pokemon. Has a slightly higher capture chance. And then the Nest Ball is good for capturing low level Pokemon. If it's low level, I don't see why you wouldn't just use any other Pokeball. But anyway, heading up to the northwest, we can now enter Amity Square. You can also enter from the northeast. You can come in either way. So in order to enter, you have to have a Pokemon who's valid to enter. So it has to be, I think that's what they call a cute Pokemon. So you can either have one of your starters and its evolution. I believe other Pokemon such as Pachirisu, Pikachu are also eligible. When you're running around, if you run around for a while, sometimes your Pokemon will find items on the ground, and depending on which Pokemon you've taken in, the items can vary. So some of the items you can get can include berries and contest accessories, if those are still in this game. Anyway, down to the east of the way we entered here, there was a TM on the floor. That TM was TM43, which is Volt Switch, which is a strong electric type move which does physical damage, but then you immediately have to change out your Pokemon. It's a good move for PvP, for example, where you feel like you don't have a good type matchup, but you can get an electric hit in there before you switch out, rather than just doing the base switch. It's a bit similar to U-turn, except for electric type. Further to the north, there was another TM on the floor. That TM was Attract, I believe, which is another useful move, but we won't be giving it to anyone just yet. Heading around to this northeast area, you can see there's a pair of buildings which you can go inside of. And to the east of them, there is also a Pokeball here. This is a Spooky Plate, which is another one of the Arceus plates, and this one is Ghost type. In the westernmost house, as you might have caught a glimpse of there is an item, and the item here is the Amulet Coin. The Amulet Coin, if you give it to a Pokemon that appears in battle with another trainer, it will actually increase the amount of prize money you get. So if you're looking to build up some more funds, then having the Amulet Coin wouldn't be the worst idea. It's worth noting that this is the first time also that we've seen a Pokemon outside of its Pokeball in this game. So now that we've been to Amity Square, I believe Monferno will continue outside of his Pokeball for the rest of the game, I believe. So it says that we made him feel a special way, so he wants to stay out of his Pokeball, which is fine with me. So you'll now have a Pokemon following behind you for the rest of your journey, which is cool. Similar to how they had in the remakes of Soul Silver and Heart Gold. So you see now, Monferno's staying with us. So now if we head round to the south and we look to try and take the exit, we do face off here against our rival. So your rival now will have, he won't have changed his team much, but it will be slightly stronger. The main difference here is that his starter has now evolved. So the first Pokemon you face off against is a Starli, which is level 19. If you have electric or rock type, it's easy to one-shot. So you'll see here, he sends out Prinplup, which is the evolved form of Piplup. If you used an electric type to take out Starli, this is obviously very easy then, because you can just immediately use the same Pokemon to take out Prinplup, provided that you chose Chimchar at the beginning. Lots of XP and lots of level ups. Luxio, Budew, Staravia and Manaphy. Next up, he uses a Roselia, a Pokemon we've seen quite a few times before. So yeah, Flying, Fire, Psychic 2 is super effective against the Poison element. Any of these will be useful in taking out Roselia. It has quite a few weaknesses. The Pokemon your rival uses actually varies depending on which starter you chose. So he'll always have the level 19 Starli, and then he'll obviously also have the starter which yours is weak to. But the other two Pokemon actually vary depending on what type his starter was in order to cover type matchups. So in my case, in choosing the fire type, meaning that the rival has water, he therefore has a grass and a fire type in his team, which is Ponyta and Roselia. If you chose Turtwig, he will, instead of Ponyta, he will have a Buizel, so he'll use Buizel and Roselia. If you chose Piplup, he will have Buizel and Ponyta, as he won't need Roselia, as his Grottle will be grass type. So his team will change around depending on what you chose, but either way it should be fairly simple to take out. Taking out the Buizel, you can again just use the same Pokemon that you used to take out Starli if you used an electric type, as Buizel is pure water type. Just by the gate here, there is a man who offers to give you an egg, but in order to do so, in order to take the egg, you have to make room in your party to hold it. So I'm going to quickly just jump back to the box here, and I'm going to drop Budew back off, as this is not a Pokemon I really plan on having in my team. It was kind of a filler with a good typing. So I'll just drop that off, head back and pick up the egg. I won't give away what the egg includes just yet. So speaking to him here, you'll see he'll give us the egg. Says he found it at the Pokemon nursery. So the egg's been added to our party. Anyway, so we're going to move on to Route 209 in the next episode. If you've enjoyed, please drop a like and subscribe to see more. I hope to see you in the next one.